But I'm going to relay this story to you all, and this is a UPS story. And part of the indoctrination process, they take you to Supervisors Leadership School. It's a 3-week school. I'm sure they've changed it by now. This was in the early 90s. And one of the challenges that UPS had was we would not shut our operation down. So if you've ever been inside a UPS building, it's all conveyor belts. Conveyor belts, heavy equipment, and somebody could have their arm stuck in a transfer plate. They would not stop it because we had so ingrained in our mind that the packages had to go, right? We had to keep it going. So they ran us through an exercise, right? And this is probably 25, 30 supervisors that had been, kind of UPS hardened supervisors. They had, a fair amount of time there. And they created a manufacturing line. And it was almost, if you ever remember Lucy and Ethel, the candy one, right? Does everybody know what I'm talking about? Where it started off, the line was going good, and they were able to keep up, and then they were starting to go, and they started speeding up the line, and the candy was starting to get out of control, and they kept going faster and faster, and the leaders of the workshop were saying, are we okay? And there was this big button. It was a paper button, but it was a button. At any point, any of us could have stopped the process. And as you know, as it gets faster and faster, if you don't change your resources, if you don't add, you're starting to introduce defects, right? And again, they were trying to break us of a behavior. And so this went on, and none of us were going to hit the button. There was not one supervisor was going to hit the button. So finally, they stopped it. And then they did a short debrief. And then they played the Space Shuttle Challenger disaster for all of us. Talk about goosebumps. I still remember that. And I carried that with me through my career as I moved up, in that I never wanted to be a leader or somebody on a project or program that didn't have the courage to do the right thing. And it's hard, guys. All of us, how many of us, red, yellow, green? How many of us have taken a red and said, well, maybe it's a yellow? Right? Nobody's done that, right? Right? Hi, my name's Rich. Has anybody taken a yellow and said, well, maybe it's a green? And while that's not like what I just described, it's little things that turn into big things. And how do we make sure that we're holding ourselves accountable, we're holding our people accountable, and we're doing the right thing? And this jams a lot of people up because they've in many cases had a career and they were able to kind of be in the cracks and not necessarily have to do some of the hard things. This really separates people who are going to be your big leaders in your organization from people who are never going to get there. Now, let me be clear. I'm not telling you to take on personal risk. I'm not telling you to do stuff that's not smart, right? You've got to understand your organization. You've got to do the right things. You've got to do the smart things. But this is an important part of going up.